Hey guys, Downphoenix here, and welcome to the Downphoenix Show. Today I would like to show you something that I've gotten. If you haven't been following me very much, I've been kind of disgruntled about a particular gaming platform. So there's no secrets, that platform is the Xbox platform. I was completely divested from Xbox as of February of 2014. I've completely abandoned everything Xbox related at that point. I sold my console, my games, everything. I only had a 360 at the time. I didn't have an Xbox One. But I've been kind of missing it. So I decided, because I got a crazy deal, to get a new Xbox 360. I haven't got an Xbox One yet, but I really would like to get one now. Um, and I really kind of pimped this thing out, because I don't know if you can see this or not, but this is a 500 gigabyte hard drive that I put in here. And this is the slim model. I mean, part of the reason I decided to go ahead and get this was because I was really disgruntled over the original Xbox 360 system. I had the classic white 20 gigabyte system that I gotten back in, I don't know, I think it was about August or no, I think it was like September or October of 2006. I guess I had to in October because basically the story goes, I lived with my parents back in September of 2006 at their house, and one day I went to go to see a concert with some of my friends, and my mom, she was at home, and my dad, he was like in the hospital at that time. um, I'm not gonna get into that, but he's okay. Obviously, he's still around. So don't worry, you don't have to, send any messages, be like, "Hey, is he okay?" This was 10 years ago, just to give you a heads up. But anyways, so what happened ultimately is, a big tragedy struck. And fortunately, my mom was okay, but the house was completely wiped. It got struck by a tornado. I don't know how else I could say it. It just got completely damaged, beyond repair. Um, just so much happened with that. Needless to say, I lost a lot of my gaming stuff. Some of it surprisingly still worked, including the PlayStation 2 that I had at the time. Now you might be wondering what happened with that. Well, it was a crazy tornado, and then on top of that, like right after the tornado, pretty much, like it started raining hardcore, and so, needless to say, it was not pretty at all. So, what's that get back to the Xbox 360? Well, I ended up getting the Xbox 360 because of some of the insurance money that we got from the tornado. I was, basically my parents bought me an Xbox 360, and it was, it was still at a time when the system was still pretty relatively new. Not a lot of people had it yet. I had a couple of friends that had one, of course, but they were big Xbox guys. Actually, one of the friends, I actually was with him at the launch event for the Xbox 360, and that was pretty cool. But the original Xbox 360 had a lot of problems, as you might be aware of something called a red ring of death. And I was stricken by that multiple times. And each time it seemed like it just chipped off a little bit because I was like a hardcore Xbox fan at the time, And, I really enjoyed the original Xbox. It was an awesome system. And so it just naturally made sense to get an Xbox 360 for me. Actually, speaking of the original Xbox, that was okay in the tornado. My brother was borrowing that at the time. But anyways, yeah, so I mean, it really sucked, but it had some silver lining as far as gaming is concerned. I got to appreciate the Xbox 360, but like I said, with that system, it just kind of slowly chipped away at my enthusiasm over it. With every red ring of death, it eventually got to a point in, I think it was around November of 2009. It was like literally just a month after I got my first PlayStation 3. Um, at that point, my Red Ring warranty was over with, and my Xbox was screwing up again. And I knew it was going to happen again, the Red Ring. So, and it started having a lot of problems with reading discs. So I had to, trade it into GameStop, and I bought a new Xbox Elite system at the time. That was the newest model. They still didn't come out with this yet. This wasn't until 2010 at E3 that they had officially launched this, along with the Kinect, of course, because obviously this one has the auxiliary port for the Kinect, the dedicated auxiliary port, so you don't have to use up a USB port. Okay, so sorry about that getting cut out. So basically, I had to get the new Xbox, the 360 Elite. And like I said, this was just a month after I got a PS3, and I saved up money for the PS3, so I had to buy that on a credit card because I was still really invested and rooted into the Xbox system. At that time, I only played a handful of games on the PS3. I mainly got it for the exclusive titles, and I just didn't really have a whole lot of interest in PS3, but it just seemed like with every little thing, I slowly got more and more into the Sony camp, just like I kind of was back in the day with the PlayStation 2, in the earlier PlayStation 2 era. So, anyways, what ultimately drew me away was the policies of Microsoft. It's like all the system failures I had with the original Xbox 360 systems, the fat ones, if you will call them that. Those were pretty damaging, but I still back the Xbox brand. It's just that, it seemed like I kind of slowly went more and more Sony. And it was the whole Kinect nonsense. Microsoft really changed the image of the Xbox system. They made it the complete opposite of what it started as with the original Xbox system and how the Xbox 360 was at the time, and it really didn't make any sense, for me to play on Xbox anymore. I mean, a lot of my friends still played on Xbox, but I just couldn't see staying on the Xbox platform and being a happy gamer with the direction that Microsoft was going. Now, I knew that third parties would still be around and would be happy to support the kinds of games that I want, but part of the reason you support a specific platform is for the exclusive titles. And that's kind of incumbent on Microsoft to provide that. And at the time, Microsoft seemed to be only interested in providing a bunch of motion-controlled crap that barely ever worked with the Kinect. So I eventually had to throw my chips to Sony. So the last Xbox 360 game that I had bought up until yesterday, essentially, was The Witcher 2 on the Xbox 360, and I pre-ordered that, so that was back in May of 2012. So, since then, obviously, since I got a new Xbox system, now I figure I'd show you a few games that I've gotten. And so the first one, this is the only non-exclusive that I bought at GameStop. It's Yaiba Ninja Gaiden Z. I don't know why I chose to buy this for the Xbox instead of the PS3, but, I really wanted to check this game out. I heard it's crappy and all this stuff, but honestly, it looks like it's right up my alley. I mean, ninjas, awesome looking animation, zombies. What can go wrong, right? I guess I shouldn't ask that question because Team Ninja hasn't been the same since Itagaki left. The second one is Halo 4, which is actually the first Halo game that I never played. Because I've played like all the other Halo games. Halo 1, Halo 2, Halo 3, Halo Reach, Halo ODST, Halo Wars. This is the one I didn't play because, like I said, the last Xbox 360 game I played was The Witcher. Well, not the last one I played. The last one I bought, I guess, was The Witcher 2. This came out after The Witcher 2, so obviously I've never had a chance to play it, and I look forward to that. The third one, which GameStop kind of did a little hot swap on me, is Lost Odyssey, which is the massive 4-disc RPG where 3 of the discs are inside a sleeve. And the sleeve is kind of in a crappy condition, but the discs, if you can believe it, are actually in good condition. But really dumb of Microsoft to have a 4-disc game in a regular DVD case. As you could tell, not exactly the best. But a great classic RPG, and if you're a fan of that. And the last one, a lot of people will be like, why the hell you buy this? Too human. I'm one of those people that actually liked Too Human, if you can believe that. I mean, this game did get a lot of crap. It did have some problems, no, without a doubt, but this was actually a really interesting game. I really liked the way they were going with the story. The whole theme of the game was really interesting, and it just didn't deliver in some people's eyes, and that kind of sucks. But this was a really cool game for the time, and interestingly enough, this game had to actually be pulled from store shelves, like brand new copies, because of a lawsuit, which you can look up more details about that. So yeah, I mean, this Xbox 360 is all set and ready to go. I will be doing some game streaming, actually. As a matter of fact, you're probably going to see the stream before you see this YouTube video. So for some people, it'll be like, really? So that's cool, I guess. But yeah, I'm really looking forward to this. I guess I gotta admit it, I miss the Xbox 360. And it's a great console. I've got Xbox Live also if you want to play with me online. So, yeah, that's all I got to say for now. I'm glad to be back in Xbox territory, but that doesn't mean that anytime soon that I'm going to be abandoning my Wii U or PS4. These are still top notch. So, let me know what you guys think in the comments below. And don't forget to add me on Xbox Live. It's Downphoenix. So thanks for watching the Downphoenix show. If you like this episode, don't forget to like, comment, and share this episode with your friends. Till then, Downphoenix out.